Hello viewers, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for sharing the videos. Every time we have a new video about something happening in Dubai or UAE or the whole world. And today again I have our Sheikh and our president for the Association of Ugandans in UAE going to tell us more about Zakat. Being Ramadan, it's time for Zakat and Sadaqa. Many of us may not know the differences between Zakat, Zakatul Fitri and Sadaq. We're going to know more about that and who should pay, who is exempted from paying, and who benefits from Zakat. Sheikh, please greet our viewers.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We're very happy to be here again on our channel. It takes long to visit you, to come back to you, but just appreciate the little that we can manage to see how we can share the knowledge that we have, to share the views that we have. But we shall always be in touch.
And I appreciate every time I call upon you, you're always ready to spare some time for us and for the community to learn something from us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I'll start right away by asking you, what is the meaning of the word Zakat for our viewers to understand the meaning of that word alone, Zakat?
Yeah, thank you so much. Zakah, first of all, let me just give a preamble. Zakah is another pillar. Islam has 5 pillars, fundamental pillars, where when we say pillars, it means that Islam is on top and it has some pillars supporting. Among the pillars that we have Shahada, Tawheed, Kalimatu la ilaha illallah. That is the pronouncement that you make when you are joining Islam, if you are just embracing Islam when you are a bit old. If you are young, sometimes they make adhan on your right ear. Then secondly, we have Iqamatul Salah, to perform the 5 daily prayers. Then the third thing is Zakah, payment. That payment that you give, you can either give the payment immediately after, during Ramadan, the last few days towards Eid, and then, or you can give another type of Zakah during by the end of the year. That is Zakatul Mal. We shall go into that. Then we have another pillar, the 4th one, the one we are observing now. This is Ramadan, fasting the holy month of Ramadan, the 9th month. Then the other thing, the last one, the 5th pillar, is Hajjul Bait, visiting Makkah, the holy place, going for Hijjah or Hajj. All these pillars, for example, the first one is a compulsory pillar to all Muslims. Shahada. It's compulsory for everyone.
A Muslim.
Yeah, Muslim. The second one, Iqamatul Salah, is another compulsory issue. The third one applies to the same. That if a lady, like she's in her period, if she has just given birth, or maybe she's pregnant, or if you're sick, again, you cannot observe fasting. Then Hijjah, another thing, that it is now for those who can manage financially. If you are financially okay, you can afford the journey, then it's okay. Not only affording the journey, but even to leave your people happy that you are going for Hijjah, but leave something for them.
Sheikh, if you can just give us a difference between Zakat, Zakatul Fitr, and then Sadaq, because these things look like almost the same.
Now we have Zakah. We have 2 types of Zakah. First of all, Zakah is the alms giving, what you get from your pocket and you give. We have 2 types. We have Zakatul Fitr. If the word Zakah, لما أضيفت بالفطر, if there is a how should you call it? Like if you add it on Zakah, like Zakatul Fitr, it changes now. Zakatul Fitr, the Zakah of like breaking your fast, it comes in Ramadan.
It only happens in Ramadan.
It only happens in Ramadan. After Ramadan, there is no Zakatul Fitr.
It's just Zakat.
No, there's no Zakatul Fitr. Then there is what we call Zakatul Mal. Zakatul Mal is anytime. You can either pay it during Ramadan, you can pay it after Ramadan, but at least it is anytime. How? Zakatul Mali, this is the payment that you give, Ra'sul Mal, like from your capital, from the money that you've spent or you've kept for almost 1 year. If it has gone through that period of 1 year, 12 months, without any changes, then you are qualified to get Zakatul Mal from the wealth that you have.
It's similar to taxes, but
it is similar to taxes, but taxes, it is just like a punishment. Because that's why that's why in Arabic, taxes, they call them bariba. Bariba comes from a word darb. Darb means to cane, to punish.
Okay.
So that is how it is. But zakah, when you look at zakah and bariba, you will see that Allah has a lot of mercy. How much you get from your money? How much? It is only 2.5. 2.5 of what we call nisab. Nisab can be determined by any country. For example, in Uganda, they can say nisab is 1 million. That if you can keep 1 million for a year, then you get 2.5. So that is the difference between Zakatul Fitr and Zakatul Mal. Zakatul Fitr is paid during Ramadan. It is only for Ramadan, towards the end of Ramadan. If after Ramadan you paid, then there is no Zakatul Fitr. That is Sadaqa, as the Prophet says. That Sadaqa means Sadaqat. It is just like a Sadaqa that you give.
Out of your kindness, generosity, you want to give people to...
We have two types of Zakah. Zakatul Fitr and Zakatul Mal. But Sadaqa we have a lot. And Sadaqa is not limited. We don't have any percentage. When you go to a mosque, for example, and they need something, like maybe we want to pay electricity, nobody will tell you that, okay, you have to give us, you as an individual, you have to give us 10% of what you have in your pocket. No, because Sadaqa, it's not limited to how much you have to give. While Zakah, Zakatul Fitr and Zakatul Mal, they are limited. If you have this, we shall go into details, and you see Zakatul Fitr, that if you have this and this, then you are qualified to give Zakatul Fitr. If you have this and this, then you are qualified to give Zakatul Mal. But for Sadaqa, it is open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So if maybe let's talk about that part one, about who is supposed to pay Zakatul Fitr.
Okay.
Or
who is exempted? Yes. Who is exempted from paying zakat? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Before we go into that, when you look at the verses that we have, Allah Tabaraka says that خُذْ مِنْ أَمْوَالِهِمْ صَدَقَةً تُطَهِّرُهُم. Now some people will be confused. In Quran, you may find the word Sadaqa is being used, but it is in the place of zakah. Like in this ayah, Surah Al-Baqarah, he says, خُذْ مِنْ أَمْوَالِهِمْ صَدَقَةً تُطَهِّرُهُم وَتُزَكِّيهِمْ بِهَا. That take from their wealth, amwal, from their wealth, sadaqatan. Here sadaqa means zakah. Zakatul mal, zakatul fitr. Tutahiruhum biha. Now here this verse gives us the importance of zakah. Tatuhir, like to purify your wealth,
yes.
And watuzakihim biha, and even your deed. Purifying of your deed and purifying of your wealth. He says, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tu'khadhu min aghniyaihim wa turaddu ila fuqaraihim. This, the wealth that we get through zakah, it is taken from the rich amongst them and given to the poor amongst them. Now here the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us who is supposed to give zakah and who is supposed to get the zakah.
Okay.
That tu'khadhu min aghniyaihim, take it from the rich, wa turaddu ila fuqaraihim, and give it to
the less advantaged, or
yes,
the poor
who cannot afford. Now, in your question, you said who is supposed to be giving in zakah? Zakatul Fitr. In another tradition of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says that Zakatul Fitr faridatan, it is compulsory ala kulli muslimin, to every Muslim. So the first thing, you should be a Muslim. Min dhakarin aw untha. And now he's explaining who is a Muslim now. He should be a Muslim who is male or female. So meaning that if you're giving in Zakatul Fitr, it shouldn't be only men.
Even
ladies are supposed to be giving. Min dhakarin aw untha. Even ladies have to give, because there are ladies who have money.
Yeah.
It
Own
doesn't.
businesses,
Yeah.
they are
Yes.
earning
Actually,
from
having money
employment.
sometimes it doesn't mean that you have to go and work. There are those who are seated at home, but they have a lot of money,
have the
maybe
investments.
through inheritance. Then the Prophet ﷺ says the other category that the young Swabi, a young, has also to give Zakatul Fitr. Young. Young means that even the one who was born yesterday before the Eid, before the announcement of the Eid, that tomorrow is Eid, is supposed to give Zakah. So you can see how everybody has to give Zakatul Fitr. Now, here the scenario is that maybe I don't have. Look at the scholars, how they're saying. If someone has quota yawm al-Eid wa layla, if you have what you will eat during the day of Eid and even the night, you have the remains given Zakatul Fitr.
So anyone who cannot afford to buy even what to eat, then is exempted from paying Zakat.
Exempted. But if a chance comes, you got something which is extra, like day and night, you have extra, then
You can give.
you are qualified again to give Zakatul Fitr.
Okay.
A father at home has 9 kids. He has to pay for 9 kids. He has to pay for himself. And if he can pay for the wife, it is also. But if the wife can say, no, I'll pay for myself, it is even better.
Okay. Because I was wondering, a baby who's not working, how will they get to pay for Zakat?
So the father carries everything.
So the father is supposed to carry for the whole family?
Yes, for the whole family. Ladies have to pay. One time the Prophet was teaching. Then he says, Tasaddaqna ya ma'shara nisa. All your ladies, giving Sadaqa. Giving as much as you can.
Right now we have many ladies who are richer than their husbands.
Yes. So even actually the smallest thing that you can afford, like the Prophet says, وَإِن طَلِقْ أَخَاكَ بِوَجْهٍ طَلِيقٍ, that when you meet your friend with a smiling face, Sadaqa.
So anything you do out of kindness can be Sadaq.
Can be Sadaqa.
Okay. If I may ask about Zakatul Fitri, now that we are in the same period for Zakatul Fitri, how does someone who is watching us pay Zakatul Fitri? Who should they give it to, especially now in COVID-19 situation, with lockdown, the mosques are closed? How does someone do that?
It's true. Actually, we are going through a very hard time right now, but we don't have any option other than being strong. Being strong is the only option that we have. But during this time, where we cannot access the mosques, in countries like Dubai, in the Arab Khalij, the Arab areas, you can pay through awqaf. Sometimes it's when you go to supermarkets, for example, you will find Zakatul Fitr. Like big supermarkets, you'll even find a gentleman seated there waiting for you Zakatul Fitr. He can give you an envelope, you put in, you close, then he puts it in a bag or somewhere, at least. But at least you can pay it. Or you can pay online. Like for those having like online banking, you go to Dubai Islami, they will show you the account number for awqaf. You can transfer direct from your account to their account. How much? Maybe 15 dirham, maybe 20 dirham, according to how they calculated nisab for this time.
So how do you get that calculation?
Sometimes they will display them. They will show that this is the nisab. Even when you go to the to supermarkets, you'll find there are some bags, small bags of rice. They're showing that this is a small bag of rice for zakah. It is 15 dirham. This is 25, like that. Keeps on changing. So you can pay through that system. That is the way that you can pay. In countries like Uganda, for example, I think Uganda is also another way. It's another easy way to pay. We have I can say online through mobile money, where you have the account of the mosque, for example, or the mobile number of the imam, because at least there are communications. Yeah, lockdown doesn't mean that we have to even lock our ibadah. We have to be open, that we can carry on. We can continue with the preachings. We can continue with our religious services. We can. So you can transfer your money from your mobile money to another mobile money, because you are paying zakah. Sometimes some people will ask that, no, if I try and it's misused. what is your obligation?
To pay.
To pay. The other end, his obligation is to use it exactly how it should be. If misused, the blame is not on you.
It's on the person.
Because for you, your blame is finished. You paid. But if we stay with the money and we don't pay, then we have the blame on us. We have to answer why we didn't. And remember, among the things that we have to answer before our Creator, the finances.
How did you use your money?
How did you? How did you? Yeah, because the Prophet ﷺ was teaching Mu'adh bin Jabal. He told him that we shall not go through we shall not cross, and we shall have a boundary to cross. Either you cross, you go to Jannah, or you cross, you go to hell. Right. But you will not cross that boundary until you are asked 4 things. Among the 4 things that you will be asked, an umrik, how did you live your general life? How was it? Then, an shababik, your youth, because anybody, the youthhood is very, very important to anybody. That youth,
full of energy,
full of wisdom. So how did you use that? They will ask you for that. Then the other thing, the third thing, they will ask you about knowledge. How did you acquire? Did you acquire the knowledge? If you acquired, did you utilize it?
How did you utilize it?
How did you utilize it? How did you practice that knowledge that you acquired?
You know, people have knowledge, but it depends on how they use it. Some use it to hurt others. Some use it to support
That's
others.
why the question will be how. There are those who have knowledge, but to cheat others. Then the other thing, they will ask you about your management in finance. Okay, you worked. The Prophet says that, min aina iktasaba, how was your income? Wafima anfaqa, and your expenses. You have to explain 2 things. Income. If through theft, you have to explain why. If through zina, why? Anything. So manage your income. When you manage your income, then look at your expense. You will be answerable still. How was your expenditure? How did you spend your money? Look at how you spend your money, because you will be answerable tomorrow. So that is it now. Now, we should not relax that we are in lockdown. We shall not give Zakatul Fitr. No, we have to give Zakatul Fitr.
Then also I wanted to know, if someone is living, for example, in UAE and Dubai, and can they still pay in Uganda? Like if they were to be attached to a mosque in Uganda or to a community in Uganda, is it compulsory to pay in a community you're living in, or you can even pay?
Okay, now when you look at, there are some scholars who say that Zakatul Fitr, they look at many things. Like when the Prophet ﷺ was telling Mu'adh bin Jabal that this zakah tu'khadhu min aghniyaihim, you get it from the rich among them, wa turaddu ila fuqaraihim, and you give it back to the poor among them. Yeah. So he said he's making it clear that from the rich amongst them to the poor still amongst them.
It's the same community.
Same community. Yes.
From one class to another class.
Now, and in another statement where the scholars say that Zakatul Fitr tu'khadh, you get it from quota balad, that the food that you've been using in the same region. Like now here, when you don't have iftar rice, biryani, that's not iftar. So it means that here, when you are giving Zakatul Fitr, we have to be in the lines of rice.
Same rice. Yeah.
Same rice. Now your question is, should we transfer? When do we qualify to transfer? We qualify to transfer if we think that maybe these people are more vulnerable, that people outside, they are so much in need.
They need it more than
the ones living here. Because even your reward will be more. So we give it. I remember when we were still students, I could see Zakatul Fitr or Zakatul Mal being transferred to people in Palestine. Their zakah was
from Uganda
to Palestine. Why? Because they needed more. So when you transfer your zakah to the most vulnerable people, that is more rewardable.
Better.
Yeah, it's even better.
Okay. I think that's all we have, unless there's anything else that you want to touch on in terms of Zakat or Sadaq before we close.
Zakat. Okay, when do we give Zakat? Actually, there is when the Prophet ﷺ was in the hadith that is being brought by Ibn Abbas and Ibn Mas'ud, he says that the Prophet ﷺ we used to give kunna nukhrij zakat al-fitr biyawmain. We always got our Zakatul Fitr when we have 2 days towards Eid. 2 days before Eid, we could give for those people to prepare. Even when you have like intentions of giving people at home Zakatul Fitr, give them the Zakatul Fitr before for them to prepare. And even we said when we were beginning that if you get something you will eat for during day and night, and then the rest, give zakah. So if you give it at the last, this person will not get a chance also to give zakah. So give him or give her for her to prepare. Sometimes some people even give 10 days before for them to prepare. Give them 10 days before. Give them 2 days. Some people come at the mosque like when before Imam. You can see it sometimes in Uganda when the Imam delay Salatul Eid, because to give everyone a chance to give Zakatul Fitr. So, but why do we reach that extent of waiting those people? Let us put ourselves, let us know that this is something very important.
Because there's no time after prayer.
Why should someone come at the mosque not knowing what to eat during luncheon because he hasn't received his zakah? At least let someone come at the prayer mat for Eid al-Fitr, knowing that now I'm set. My people, when I go back home, I'll eat. I'm just going to pray, then I go back and eat. That is how we have to. So if you're planning to give your zakah to someone who is very far away, try to give it in time before it's too late. And maybe they can also plan to give some of it. That is it. To plan for themselves. So it is very important. So briefly, that is the topic of zakah. We shall entertain, I think, maybe questions when they ask you. You will refer to them, to me, and we'll see how we can answer them back, inshallah.
Thank you so much, our viewers. And in case you have any questions in relation to Zakatul Fitri, Zakat, or Sadaqa, please just put the question in the comment box below, and then I'll get back to the Sheikh so that we can answer your questions. Thank you for watching. In case you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever a new video is uploaded. Thank you very much. Ramadan Kareem and Juma Kareem, because today is a Friday. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.